Death in ARK is a very common occurrence, whether you know what you're doing or not. It doesn't matter how high level your character is or how prepared you think you might be, death could knock on your door at any second. As someone who constantly brags about having zero death runs and beating permadeath playthroughs, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to staying alive. First is early game. When you start a new character, they are slow, weak, and can be killed by something as simple as a single bite from a Titanoboa. When you first spawn, your goal is to gain as many levels as possible, specifically to hit level 9, where you can get the Bola. Bolas are your best friend early game, as they immobilize most early game threats and allow you to escape with your life. Definitely craft and keep a few of these in your hotbar at all times. Also at level 9, we get the Parasaur saddle. Parasaurs are often overlooked as kind of useless dinos, especially in PvE or single player. But the Parasaur has some great survival abilities, even being capable of scaring off raptors or the spawns of Satan himself, Ickies. With a Parasaur and Bolas, you should be able to detect and survive almost every single early game threat. And then, depending what map you're on, you can focus on specifically gaining levels for your character. The easiest way to do this is to grab Explorer Notes if you're on a story map. Story maps are all of the official ARK releases. Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, both Genesis maps, and of course the original, The Island, all have Explorer Notes that you can find around the map. An Explorer Note gives you a bit of XP as well as a double or quadruple XP buff for 10 minutes. And the beautiful thing is, the buff stacks. So if you find multiple notes, you'll get a longer period of time with double XP. So you could run around the map and grab Explorer Notes and pump through levels like it's nothing. So with gaining these levels, what can you put them to directly improve your chances of survival? Well, obviously health is self-explanatory. The more you have, the longer it will take to kill you. But in most cases with ARK, if you're caught up with death, it doesn't really matter how much health you have. You're going to die anyways. So how can we avoid getting into these situations in the first place? Movement speed and stamina can save you from almost any threat in the entire game, early, middle, or even late. If nothing can catch you, it can't kill you. Movement speed only goes up by 1.5% per level though, so you'll have to pump a lot of points into the stat to make it useful. But this means we can reach nice values, such as 115%, 130%, 145, or even stretching up to 160, which is a bit excessive. But speed doesn't matter if you don't have the stamina to maintain that speed to escape. I always get my stamina to 200, because once I hit that amount, I rarely ever run out. But those aren't the only two stats we are focusing on to simply improve surviving. Fortitude is also very important. Fortitude provides direct effect on how well your character can endure heat and cold. With a high fortitude, you can go to extremely dangerous places like the snow cave or the lava cave wearing something significantly stronger than, say, fur armor or ghillie armor. But fortitude also affects how your character takes torpor damage. ARK characters are kind of weak in regards to torpor, in that once their torpor reaches 50, they're going to pass out. If you pass out to torpor, you're going to die, because whatever knocked you out with torpor damage is just going to keep dealing torpor damage, so you're never going to wake up. Eventually your armor would break, or you'll just die before that. I like my characters to be able to wear flak armor regardless of where I am on the map, so I typically get my character's fortitude up to about 50, sometimes 60. This isn't very viable in PvP though, because you could assign all of those extra points to fortitude to other more important PvP related stats, but in terms of surviving ARK and its challenges, fortitude becomes one of the most important ones. Now we are fairly late in levels and can unlock quite a few engrams. At level 22 we get the parachute, and at level 47 we get the grappling hook. These are a dangerous combo, and something you should keep in your hotbar at all times. A few grappling hooks paired with a few parachutes can keep you alive against any creature. Personally, I have what I call my panic button, which is clicking down the scroll wheel on my mouse, rebinded to my 0 slot to use, whenever I panic. This is where I keep my parachutes, and while you have a parachute active, you can use a grappling hook and essentially play Spider-Man. So have a few grapples and mess around with them to be comfortable with how they work. They could save you. Just be sure to have multiple parachutes and grappling hooks, because they are a one-time use. Lastly, we have dino whistles. This is less about surviving yourself and more about keeping your dinos alive, but it can definitely help you survive as well. Important dino whistles that you should know the direct keybinds for are attack my target, passive, aggressive, move to this location, and attack this target. That's a lot of buttons to keep track of, I know, but these are your most used whistles in the game, and knowing them can save a dino that is being attacked or allow you to gather all of your dinos and flee to survive another day. So let's sum up everything that we have to keep us alive. Early game, we get ourselves bolas and a decent tame or two, specifically a parasaur with the nice scare effect. Then we focus on leveling up our character and bettering ourselves. Unlock parachutes and grapple hooks to allow us to essentially fly away from threats, and finally, knowing how to actually control all of our dinos. But other things that are extremely useful are, of course, custom recipes and med brews, which can be made in a cooking pot or industrial cooker. I'll go over custom recipes and how they all work in another future video. Also, check on supply drops. You never know what kind of crop plot blueprint might be in it. No, but actually, you can get some quality armor and blueprints in drops, so definitely don't pass them up, especially the red and yellow ones. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you survive the challenges ARK has to offer. When I first started playing this game, I died constantly, and now I can run through maps deathless. And these are the things that I do to survive. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're still here, you should go check me out on Twitch. I've recently been streaming on an ARK server with some other streamer friends where viewers in chat can use channel points earned over time or Twitch bits to make things happen on the server to or around the player. And it's not just ARK either. I play a whole bunch of other games and love playing with the community. So if you're looking to make new friends or have more people to play games with, feel free to join the Discord down below. Or catch a stream over on Twitch. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. I am so good at handling balls.